and welcome to a brief introduction of the planet of Oceana, the world that our Minecraft server, the WarServer, takes place in. In this video, I'll be briefly summarizing Oceana so you can have a simple understanding of what's going on and what this channel's topic is generally about. Some key points that I'll be going over are the basics when it comes to any fantasy world, the planets, the countries, the cultures, and little tidbits of geography that shape the politics of the world. Shortly after or before this video, I don't know, depending on how not lazy I am, I'll be posting a video explaining what the WarServer exactly is, so you can get an understanding of the techie side of the server. And if you want to join, how to join. Nevertheless, let's go. Ow. Oceana, the planet the WarServer takes place on and the central topic of most of the videos on this channel. Oceana is a world, I know, surprising, that has all you would want in a fantasy world. Beautiful oceans, beautiful skies, beautiful lakes, amazing wondrous magic that helps you escape everything. You'd love to live here, right? No you don't. Alongside all these wondrous things, you also have massive Orwellian, Lovecraftian superpowers that dominate the whole world, with fantasy elements coexisting alongside massive modern cities, columns of tanks, fighter jets, blue water navies, and totally not government monitored internet connection. And rights in Oceana, what are those? This is the central focus of the server and what makes Oceana so interesting, even in lore or in server. The nations is what makes Oceana Oceana. It's what causes all the fights, all the drama, and all the big boom booms we like to watch, because we love to watch nations blow each other up. That's what we're here for. Oceana, however, does have more to it than nations. Like huge storm walls, no, not that type of storm wall, that separate two entire worlds from each other. Massive species variety, and we definitely have some special species. Magic systems unique to each country, each race having a beast form they can transform into. Example, living armor men, or dragon men, or penguin people. We have religions and languages that populate Oceana. It's a world builder's paradise. Heck, even cryptids that'll bite your head off. Isn't this amazing? And obviously, the most interesting part of the server, well, besides the cryptids, who doesn't want to get mauled to death by some abhorrent beast that lives in the shadows and drags you into the forest, and you're never seen alive again, and your family wonders where you are, and your fate is ultimately being eaten. But besides that, if you're interested in world building and worlds that breathe and stay alive long after you put down the controller, stick around. You might like what you see, and hopefully a lot of people feel that way, because I definitely feel that way. Now let's briefly cover the nations, the main focus point of the entire server, and what most of the interesting stuff in the lore comes out of. No, don't worry. I'm not gonna cough in your ear again. Our countries. So much love, so much time, so much effort and brain power that could have all been used for real life. But number one rule of the WarServer is no life outside the WarServer. The nations of Oceana are all super cool because they're all very different in aesthetics, governments, and their culture. So I'll briefly go over them all. That came out weirdly. Disclaimer, however, some of these names have been borrowed from other fictional worlds. This is because we were very young when we made some of these entities, and they, kind of just stuck. But it's part of the charm of the identity of the server and Oceana as a whole. So despite that fact, I hope you enjoy and pay attention, because it's a long list. I thought it'd be way shorter. I'll start with the two major powers and then go down the power rankings from there, as the two superpowers are largely seen as equal to each other. First up is the British Draconian Imperium, a modern version of the British Empire, with being an able empire of huge swaths of land territory and a stupidly excessive amount of island and water space. I'm not kidding, I'm addicted to my water space. By the way, I own this country, it's the best country. Totally not biased. Famous for their superiority complex, worship of a dragon god, and their purist culture. Draconia does not mess around when it comes to nothing that does not align with Draconian values. Then we have the other major power, the Greater Daharan Empire, an empire that is a mix between America and Germany, and that wields columns of ground armor and controls vast swaths of land all over Oceana in some of the most strategically important areas. Known for devout genuine, undying love for their leader, the Rawl, their god cat, Pablo Escobar, and chicken wings. And yes, I am very serious. Be very scared. Third in power is the Colossus known as the People's Kingdom of Pacifica. A proud people who value their monarchy, their freedom, strong military, guns, alongside their ancient roots in the Pacific continent, being a mix between the Philippines and America. Pacifica is a powerful counter to major powers of Oceania and thrives independently, being a massive economic and military power, forged by a history of bloody conflicts and hard periods of forced disunity. Next up in fourth is the feudalist Republic of Mongolia, a country whose people hail from a land on the other side of the known planet, known for being a matriarchal society, with a line of empresses bearing the throne and all government roles being filled by women. Mongolia is a surveillance state that decides everything in their citizens' lives, such as where they live, who they marry, what job they'll work, what you'll be educated in, and if you'll serve in the military. The Workers' Federation of Arstotzka, the fifth power and known for totally fair elections being one of the 90%, and a super presidency that makes you question why a General Assembly even needs to exist. Known for miles of land where grass has been turned into a relic and replaced with concrete and stone. A land of factories where the socialist dream lives in the hearts of all the workers. Also, they own a stupid amount of private weapons. And when I say weapons, I mean that means tanks. And I mean like every citizen can own a tank in Arstotzka. And of course, you can't forget glory to Arstotzka. In sixth, we have the Imperial Kingdom of Beldain, the land of Iron Hearts, a country of deserts and savannas, where water is harder to find than the strong people who bear its heat every day. Beldain is a democratically elected monarchy, with the Galran ruling his people for life once appointed. Worship of the egg gods are central to the daily lives of every Beldanian, along with a vision of a stronger and more stable Beldain for all the Beldanian people to prosper. Necromunda, or formerly and colloquially named the United City-States of Yugospartica/Spartica, is an isolated country in the southern region of Oceania that largely keeps to themselves, secluded from outsiders in the mountains of Arctica. Spartica is a country that mixes Necrons, Spartans, communism, and any radical idea you could think of all in one, and it somehow miraculously works. Despite their interesting makeup, Necromundans are strong people that have endured the volatile world of clashing titans while somehow always managing to stay out of it all. Editing wings here. What I just said, I'll explain it in a little bit, but poor Spartica. Famous for their worship of Greek gods and their warrior lifestyle, calling all women, men, children to be trained in the art of war. Woof. Thank you for sitting through all of that. Before we end off the video, I want to say one more thing. Due to the way the WarServer functions, any geopolitical change within the WarServer can result in countries collapsing, reforming, or expanding. So keep that in mind that these nations were described as of writing the script. And actually, a good example of that is currently Necromunda/Spartica. Everyone calls it Spartica. No one calls it Necromunda. It's Spartica. It will forever be Spartica. Anyways, Spartica has recently been seceded to Beldain, and Beldain now has to manage this huge piece of territory, and that could cause conflict because another country, maybe Arstotzka, might just have wanted it for a long time. So who knows what's going to happen on the server? I'm very excited to find out. As of this recording, I do not know, but that's just one example, so keep that in mind that all of these countries were described as of current information. Thank you for sticking around, and if you made it this far, please feel free to leave a like and subscribe. I really enjoyed no-lifing these WarServer explanations and giving you something to get lost in, like I've gotten lost in for years. I was planning to cover the continents in this video, but it turned out to be too long, and I decided to save it for later. You know, make it more interesting. Anyways, see you next time, WarServer peeps, and I hope y'all have a blessed day. God bless you.